Hi, Jay Escobar here, escobarj.com. And this video is how to stay positive in when life gets rough. And if you haven't seen the first 3 videos that I have done on this topic, I will go ahead and post those in the description below. And then I'll also go ahead and post a video right here. Go ahead and click that and you can watch the first couple videos. Now, the first video we talked about changing your mindset from why me to how can I, basically being a problem solver and not a problem consumer. The second video we talked about connecting with source energy and meditation and how you can grow spiritually. The third video we talked about staying busy and taking massive action. And today what we're going to talk about is finding your purpose and writing down your goals. And the first thing about your purpose is if you're completely focused on your purpose and you're completely focused on your goals and what you're trying to achieve in life and the things of your heart and mind, is if you're really focused on those things, you don't have the time to wallow in your sorrows or your self-pity or your negative talk. You're busy. You are focused, and objects in motion stay in motion. And because of that principle, it really just doesn't allow you, doesn't give you the time to think about your negativity or your negative thoughts or your self-wallowing or your self-pity or whatever it is that you're, even if things are tough right now, even if you're going through a rough time, you can make it so even if you're going through a rough time, you learn to enjoy life and you learn to appreciate and be humble and just be grateful for each breath you take. And that is a very liberating feeling when you can stay humble when you're going through difficult situations. Now, if you haven't found your purpose, I have an exercise that you can do to help you find your purpose. And this really helped me. I learned this in Stephen Covey's book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And essentially what you're going to do is it's a thought experiment, okay? And I want you to think about yourself, and if you were to die tomorrow and you had a funeral tomorrow. And if you were at your own funeral, if you could visit or see your own funeral from your spirit body or your astral body, if you want to call it that, imagine all the people that would be there. Who would be there? Friends, family members, cousins, grandparents, hopefully, or if they're still alive, your grandchildren if you have them. And what you want to do is imagine that funeral and those people there. How many people would be there? Is that good or is that bad? Would you want more people there, or is there the amount of people that you would want there? And then furthering that process, what are these people saying about you? When they get up to speak about you, when your parents get up to speak about you, or your spouse, or your children, or your grandchildren, when they get up to speak about you, what types of things are they saying? Were you selfish? Were you loving? Were you giving? Were you stuck in your ways? Were you hard-headed? Were you abusive? What things would they be saying about you based on what you know and how you've been living your life? And are those good things or bad things? Would you want them saying mainly those good things? Maybe you've made some mistakes in your life. So what kinds of things are they saying about you? Is it positive overall or is it negative overall up until your point, up into your life up until this point? Now this, if you stop right here, this can be a very liberating moment for you. It was for me. I knew that I wanted more people there than who would have been there. And that kind of punches you in the face a little bit and kind of helps you wake up. Now, we're not done yet. To further this process, you need to ask yourself, what kinds of things do I want these people saying about me at that funeral? What kinds of things do I am I not doing now that I would want them to say about me at the funeral? Was I giving? Was I more giving? Was I there for my family members when they needed me? Was I funny? Did I raise people up? Was I a beacon of light for these people? Or was I a taker and a consumer and a negative influence on them and abused them or used them or took people's money or, So ask yourself, what would you want these people to say about you? Would you want them to say that you were loving and kind, gracious, patient, good communicator, made good money, had lots of friends, had the relationships that he wanted or she wanted, was a great mother or a great father or a great parent, was a great son or daughter or brother or friend or teacher or leader? And if when you ask yourself these questions, write down your answers, because what you'll find is that your purpose will lie somewhere in those answers. And you'll know. I mean, you'll start to think and say these things to yourself, and you'll start to write them down, and then you're like, oh man, I need to be more giving, or I need to be a better brother, or better this, or better that, or I need to help others. And when you do that, it'll help you identify what area you're truly passionate about and what area you really, deep down in your soul, in your heart, and in your mind, what you really want to be doing. And if that is not in alignment with where you're at now, then you need to make some changes, some big changes, and you just start taking the actions in order to start hitting those goals. And when you identify it, you can even further that process. And I further ask yourself, okay, I know that I want to be there for my family, or I know that I want to help people, or I know that I want to help children, or I know that I want to build buildings, or whatever it is, like I know that I want to create financial freedom, whatever that area is that your purpose is at. You can then identify, okay, well, what else would I want these people to say about me? Did I have a bunch of real estate? Was I in the stock market? Was I a coach? Was I a teacher? Was I a mentor? Was I a professional at something like in real estate, or a professional, accountant or doctor, or whatever it is that is for you? Figure out what you want them to say, and how you help people, and how you made an impact on this world. And then once you identify the area that you feel like your purpose could be in, then identify further, well, what about this area do I really like? Why am I drawn to this area? Why am I feeling these feelings of wanting to be a giver or wanting to help people? And how do I want to help people? And what skills and what knowledge do I have now that I'm passionate about, and hobbies that I have now that I would do for free? Even if no one paid me, I would still do these hobbies or these actions because I truly enjoy doing them. And what you often find is your purpose is an infusion of those two areas. It's something that you are passionate about, you know a lot about, and something that you can give, or identifying the area in which that purpose is at, and you can infuse those things, and that's where you'll find your purpose is at. And then once you find that out, then you need to break down, okay, how can I get there? What do I need to do on a daily basis that will help me get to that point? And you need to start breaking these things down into bite-sized chunks. And what I mean by bite-sized, excuse me, what I mean by bite-sized is, what can I do on a daily basis that will help me achieve this goal? What daily actions can I take to further myself along this process, to that if I do these daily tasks every day for 10, 20, 30 years, I will eventually get to that point where I want to be. And that is the power. And what you focus on, you attract. So if you start focusing on doing those things every single day, no matter what, it'll be hard at first, but eventually it'll become like second nature. And if you just focus on this process, staying on the process of hitting those daily goals and eventually hitting your big goal, you literally won't have time to think about the negatives or the rough times in your life. And life will happen to you. Life happens. And instead of being in a reactive phase or reactive mode, you want to be in a proactive mode. And if you're focused on your process and focusing on your goals, you are in your proactive phase. And when life is rough, it's not so rough because you're just focused on what your goals and your purpose is. And it literally just doesn't give you any time to think negatively. The reason why people get into negative thoughts is because they're in victim mentality. They're in, why me? Why is this happening to me? They're in reactive state. And when you incorporate these things I'm teaching you, especially like meditation, that helps you get out of your reaction state of mind. And it allows you to get into a proactive state of mind and a observing state of mind. You can actually observe your thoughts and you can entertain only the thoughts that will empower you. And even if you experience negative talk or negative thoughts, those are thoughts, and you can actually observe those thoughts and notice in your consciousness that these are just thoughts and feelings. I don't have to actually adopt them or feel or entertain them and allow my next moves or my next choices to be affected by those thoughts. It's very empowering once you discover this. It's very liberating. So that is the fourth way to think positively when life is rough. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy this video, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. Visit my website at escobarj.com and you can book any coaching session that works best for you. You can email me, do a phone coaching session. You can donate any amount of money that you feel is worth the value of the information given in this video or any of my other videos of the value that has been given to you. And at the very least, share this with your friends and family on any social media platform. That is the whole purpose of me doing these videos, is to get this out to as many people as I possibly can. So I hope you're always learning. I hope you're always growing and you're always pushing forward and really adopting that mentality, because that is the key to success, my friends. All right, I'll see you in the next one.